Hey everybody, good to talk with you again. Just three very short stories, all in one here, all about Vishnu. So Vishnu is the all-pervading, the preserver of the universe in the Hindu mythology. He's part of a triad. The first being Brahma, who is the creator, and Shiva, the destroyer, and Vishnu, the preserver. So one thing about Vishnu is that he is the one who incarnates as an avatar whenever there is an imbalance between good and evil. He restores good, brings wickedness down into a manageable form, and we know his incarnations as as Rama and Krishna and so on and so forth. But he had a couple earlier ones as well. So here's a few stories just to share with you. The first one just gives you an idea of the nature of these gods and what they are like. And so this is the story about a great sage by the name of Brigu. And he went to heaven to test the character of the three gods of the triad. And a strict ritual had been laid out in addressing the gods. Brigu went to Brahma first and purposely omitted to observe the rituals properly. Now, he couldn't claim ignorance of the rituals. He was a sage and he knew these things. So Brahma reprimanded him, but when Brigu apologized, Brahma at once calmed down and accepted his apologies. Brigu then went to Shiva and again failed purposely to observe the proper rituals. Shiva grew furious and would have turned him to ashes, but Brigu fell at his feet and spoke sweetly and softly, flattering Shiva. Shiva was mollified by the flattery. Brigu then went to Vishnu. Vishnu was then in deep sleep. Brigu barged his way into Vishnu's bedchamber and gave him a violent kick on his chest. Vishnu at once got up in some confusion, but in the flicker of a second he was in absolute self-command. Said he, bending down, caressing Brigu's foot tenderly and massaging it, "I hope you have not hurt your foot." Okay, so on to the incarnations. The first two here. The first one is he came as a fish. So the one who was Krishna was first a fish. So the first man was Manu. Once, when he was about to catch a tiny fish, the fish spoke to him. "Let me live," he said, "and I will help you." So Manu put it in a jar of water, but the fish grew so big that Manu took it and threw it into a lake. Soon it covered the whole lake. Manu then had it carried to the ocean. The fish then spoke to Manu again and said that as the world had become very wicked, there would be a great deluge. "Build an ark, and take a male and a female of each species of living being, and of plants, and board the ark, and I will help you when the time comes," it said. Now, when Manu saw that there was clearly something supernatural in the fish, so he did as the fish said. Soon there was a great flood, and the whole earth was submerged in water. The fish grew enormously in size. It had golden scales and big horns. Manu tied his ship, drifting on the waters, to the horn. In the course of time, the flood subsided, and life again began from those who were in Manu's ark. Then the fish, or Matsya, as he's called, revealed that it was no other than Vishnu, the preserver. Okay, second one here. Vishnu coming as a turtle. Indra and the gods once lost their strength and vigor. The demons gained mastery over them, so they went to Vishnu for advice. Vishnu said, "Make friends with the asuras, with the demons. They will then help you to lift the huge Mandara mountain. Tie it in the middle with the giant snake, Vasuki. Let the asuras hold one end of the snake. You, devas, the gods, hold the other. Then take it to the ocean of milk and put the Mandara mountain in its center. Pull the snake alternately, now you, then the demons, then you again, and so on. When the ocean of milk is thus churned, many things will come out. The last thing to come out will be amrita, or nectar. When you drink this, you will become stronger than the demons, and you will drive them away from heaven." So the devas entered into a pact with the asuras and began to churn the ocean of milk. The churning generated great heat, and the creatures living in the waters were about to be destroyed, so Indra sent down heavy rains to save them. No sooner was this trouble over than another arose. The Mandara mountain began to bore into the earth. There were huge earthquakes and tidal waves. In terror, both the Devas and the Asuras appealed to Vishnu. Vishnu took the form of a giant turtle and had himself placed beneath Mandara. The churning then went on with the turtle, or Kurma, as pivot. He thus preserved the world once again. Many things came out of the churning, for instance, the moon, or Soma, in the form of a crescent. Shiva at once took it and placed it on his forehead. The loveliest thing to come out of the churning was the rapturously beautiful goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of beauty and wealth and good fortune and harmony. She came up on a wide open lotus. Now Vishnu, although he was below the Mandara mountain as a turtle, was at the same time in heaven in his own form. Lakshmi at once ascended to heaven and sat on his lap. The Asuras coveted her and wanted to seize her, but she would not even look at them. Finally came the heavenly physician with a cup of amrita, or nectar. The demons, being quicker than the devas, at once snatched that nectar away. So Vishnu turned himself into a lovely nymph, Tilotama. So beautiful was she that the Asuras were enraptured by her. They all ran to her, and then quarreled among themselves as to who would possess her. Hot words led to blows, and then to the use of swords. Tilotama, taking this opportunity, snatched away the cup of nectar and fled to the devas. So engrossed were the Asuras in their fighting that they did not notice this. The gods then drank nectar and became powerful again, and they drove the demons away from heaven. Okay, so 2 little stories and a little bonus third. I hope you're doing well, and we will see you soon. Take care.